In a faraway star system, high above a metal city filled with humming machines and flickering lights, alien commanders gathered around a large screen. The room was cold and dark, but the glow from the screen lit their faces with blue and green light. They were watching a video from a distant planet called Earth. The video showed humans training for battle. The humans were holding strange weapons that made sharp noises and sent bright flashes into the air, but the humans often missed their targets. Their aim was slow and clumsy. They stumbled and fell and fired shots that went wide or too low. The aliens could not believe what they saw. One of the commanders laughed loudly, his long fingers tapping the metal table. "Look at them, they can barely hit a target. It is almost like they are children playing at war." Another alien joined in. "They do not have skill or precision. We could destroy them without breaking a sweat." The room filled with mocking laughter as the aliens continued to watch the humans try again and again to hit the small moving targets. Some humans did better, but the overall picture was clear. The aliens thought humans were weak and unskilled. Yet beneath their laughter, a few of the commanders looked worried. Their advanced weapons and armor made them proud, but this strange human fighting style was confusing. The humans did not fight like other species the aliens had met before. Their movements were unpredictable, and their mistakes seemed strange and planned. Far away on Earth, in a hidden military base, humans prepared for war, but not like the aliens expected. The soldiers trained not just to shoot, but to use the enemy's confidence against them. A mysterious officer named Captain Lena studied the alien tactics carefully. She knew that the aliens were watching and waiting for easy victory, but she also knew humans had secrets. Lena stood in front of a group of young soldiers in a dark room, lit by glowing screens. She spoke calmly, but with fire in her voice. "They think our aim is weak. They think we are easy to defeat, but they do not understand how we fight. They do not see the real plan." The soldiers listened closely, their faces serious. Some were scared, but Lena's words gave them hope. She showed them new weapons designed to confuse the alien, small devices that could block enemy sensors and tools that helped humans move quietly through the shadows. She explained, "Our goal is not to win by hitting first, but by outsmarting the enemy. We will make them believe they are winning until the moment we strike back hard. We will use their mistakes and weaknesses against them." Outside the base, the world was tense. Governments prepared for the coming war, but most people did not know what was happening behind the scenes. The alien ships had not yet reached Earth, but signs showed they were coming closer and faster every day. Lena's team trained through day and night, their bodies growing stronger, their minds sharper. They practiced shooting, but with a new purpose. They aimed not at the aliens' armor, but at strange spots on their weapons and machines that humans had discovered could stop them cold. The aliens above still laughed, but they were beginning to send scouts to watch Earth more closely. They wanted to see if the humans were truly as weak as the videos showed, or if there was more to their strange fighting style. One night, Lena gathered her team around a small table covered with maps and holograms of alien ships. "Tomorrow we send our first group to test their response," she said. Her eyes shone with determination. "We will show them that our aim is not what they think it is." Her team nodded silently. Their training was about to be tested in real battle, but they were ready. They believed in Lena and in their plan. Back in the alien city, the commanders prepared their ships for war. The laughter had faded and was replaced with tension and uncertainty. The leader of the fleet, a tall alien with sharp eyes, spoke with a low voice. "They underestimate us, and that will be their mistake. We must be ready for anything." His advisors agreed, but still some wondered how such clumsy fighters could pose a real threat. Could the humans' strange tactics truly change the course of a war? The next day on Earth, the first human squad climbed aboard small ships that would take them to the edges of space. They were quiet and focused. Their mission was simple: to draw out the aliens and learn their weaknesses. As the ships flew closer to the alien fleet, the humans felt the weight of the unknown pressing down on them. They did not know what to expect, but they trusted their training and their leader. Suddenly, the alien ships appeared around them like dark shadows, blocking the stars. The humans aimed their weapons, but instead of firing at the ships themselves, they aimed at smaller parts and strange points of light on the hulls. The aliens laughed again over their comms, calling the humans fools. But as the battle began, something changed. The alien ships started to slow, and their weapons faltered. The human shots had found weak spots, and the machine stuttered. Lena's voice came over the radio. Hold your fire until the moment is right, she ordered, calm and clear. The humans pulled back and disappeared into space, leaving the aliens confused and unsure what had just happened. Back on Earth, Lena smiled quietly. They think they have won before the fight even begins, but we will prove them wrong. In the vast darkness of space, the human squad returned to Earth, their small ships gliding silently through the cold void. The mission had been a simple strike to measure alien response. Yet the results surprised everyone. The alien fleet had faltered in ways no one expected. The commanders on Earth studied the data, closely searching for clues to the strange weaknesses they had uncovered. Captain Lena stood in the command room surrounded by her team. They were tired, but their eyes burned with determination. She pointed at the screen showing alien ships in formation. Our aim was not to kill, but to confuse and disrupt, she said softly. They mocked us because they did not understand our tactics, but now they are unsure. We have planted seeds of doubt in their minds. The soldiers nodded. Some were still learning, but all knew this war would be different from any before. They trained harder, focusing on precision, not just force. Their weapons were modified to target alien technology, not alien flesh. They practiced aiming at small circuits and power nodes that could shut down enemy machines with a single well-placed shot. Meanwhile, the aliens gathered in their dark war room. The laughter from before was gone, replaced by harsh whispers and urgent commands. Their scanners had detected the human shots hitting specific weak points, and their weapon systems had failed more than once. The alien leaders began to fear this strange new form of fighting. One alien general slammed a fist on the table, his voice sharp. These humans are not what we expected. They use their poor aim as a trick, a weapon to hide their true power. We must adapt or face defeat. Another alien replied calmly, we cannot fight what we do not understand. Let us send spies to learn their secrets. On Earth, Captain Lena prepared a second mission, this time larger with more soldiers and better equipment. The human forces knew they had to strike carefully and smartly. Their training had taught them patience and discipline. They did not rush in a battle, but waited for the perfect moment to strike. The new squad moved quietly through the forest near the alien landing zone. Their weapons were silent and precise, each shot aimed at sensors and communication devices, disabling the aliens' ability to coordinate. The humans became shadows in the trees, unseen and unstoppable. The alien forces were confused. Their usual tactics failed as they struggled to track these invisible enemies. The soldiers whispered in their strange language, "Where are the marksmen that miss so often?" Their frustration grew with each failed attempt to catch the human fighters. Back at the command base, Lena received a message from the field. Enemy ships are changing tactics. They're moving in unpredictable ways. Their shields are fluctuating. Her eyes narrowed. Good, she said. Our plan is working. The aliens are losing control. The aliens began to realize that the human poor aim was not a mistake, but a new form of warfare. Humans targeted not just enemies, but the systems that kept their machines alive. They focused on disabling instead of destroying, forcing the aliens to fight blind and vulnerable. In response, the alien commanders ordered a new strategy. They sent their fastest scouts to find and capture the human leaders. They believed taking out the brains of the operation would end the strange tactics quickly. One of these scouts was a fierce warrior named Carr. The alien was known for his speed and cunning. His ship was equipped with the latest tracking technology designed to hunt the humans like prey. Carr landed near a human outpost and began his search. He moved through the shadows, observing the soldiers carefully, trying to find their leader. The humans were alert, but they did not panic. Carr sensed something unusual in their behavior. Suddenly, he saw Captain Lena herself standing calmly among her troops. She was not hiding, but waiting. Carr thought this was a trap, but his pride would not let him turn away. Lena noticed the alien presence and smiled. "You came looking for me," she said softly. "Good." Carr snarled and charged, but Lena was ready. She dodged his attack with ease, moving like a shadow. Herself, her team rushed to her side, their weapons aimed and ready, but Lena held up a hand, signaling them to wait. She spoke directly to Carr. "You think you can end this war by killing me, but you do not understand what we have become. We are not just humans now. We fight with more than weapons. We fight with our minds and our will." Carr hesitated, unsure how to respond. His ship's sensors detected strange energy from Lena's team. They moved with a power he had never seen before. Suddenly, an explosion rocked the outpost the humans had set a trap, and more soldiers appeared surrounding Carr. He realized too late that he had walked into a deadly plan. Lena's team moved quickly, disabling Carr's ship and capturing him alive. The alien warriors struggled, but the humans held firm. Back on Earth, the commanders studied Carr's ship and technology. They discovered new secrets hidden inside devices they had never seen before. The humans' strange tactics were backed by science and knowledge that gave them an edge. Carr himself was taken to a secure cell, where Lena spoke to him again. "You mocked our aim, but you did not see what we were aiming for. The real target was your confidence, your strength, your ability to control the battlefield." Carr looked away, but he was curious. "What do you want from me?" "Answers," Lena said. "And peace if you are willing to accept it. But if not, we will keep fighting until the galaxy knows that humans are not easy prey." The alien warrior knew this war was far from over, but something had changed. He no longer saw humans as weak or foolish. Instead, he felt a deep respect mixed with fear. As the sun set over Earth, the humans prepared for the next battle, stronger, smarter, and more united than ever before. They had learned to fight not just with weapons, but with strategy, patience, and a will that refused to break. The aliens watched nervously, waiting for their next move, but the humans had already planned it. Their aim was no longer a joke. It was a promise that the fight had only just begun. In the vast cold of space, the alien fleet gathered again, their warships forming dark shapes against the stars. The commanders studied reports from scouts and prisoners. Their eyes narrowed as they learned more about the strange humans who had turned their tactics upside down. The laughter and mockery had faded, replaced by cautious whispers and careful plans. The aliens knew now that humans were unlike any enemy they had faced before. Captain Lena stood in the command center on Earth, surrounded by glowing screens and maps. The air buzzed with tension, but also hope. Her soldiers prepared for another mission, this time bigger and more daring than before. They had learned from every battle and every mistake. Their training was sharper and their resolve stronger. The humans' strange new aim was no longer a secret. It had become a weapon, a way to fight smarter, not harder. Lena's team used special rifles that could target tiny weak points in the alien armor. These spots were found through careful study of alien biology and technology. Every shot that hit disabled a system, making the enemy weaker and slower. The aliens tried to change their armor, making it thicker and harder to damage, but the humans adapted quickly. They developed new ways to aim faster and more accurately. Their eyes glowed faintly in the dark, a sign of the transformation that had come with the war, a change that gave them faster reflexes, better sight, and stronger minds. The battlefield was no longer a place of simple shooting, but a complex game of strategy and skill. Each side tried to outthink the other, but humans had an unexpected advantage. Their teamwork was perfect, and their ability to read the enemy's moves was growing. One day, on a broken city world, a large alien force prepared to attack a human stronghold. The alien commander was confident they had more weapons, more ships, and more experience. But Lena knew that numbers did not always win wars. The humans waited quietly in the shadows, their weapons ready, their senses sharp. They had studied the alien formation and knew where the weak spots were. Lena spoke to her team. "Remember, our training aim for their systems, not their bodies. Hit the control centers, and the engines disrupt their power and make them blind." The aliens advanced like a tide of metal and fire, their weapons firing relentlessly, but the humans moved like ghosts, dodging shots and striking where it hurt most. One soldier hit an alien's power core, causing the enemy's armor to spark and fail. Another disabled a communication tower, cutting off commands. The aliens began to panic. Their formations broke, and confusion spread. The humans pressed their advantage, pushing forward with precision and speed. Lena's team led the charge, their glowing eyes scanning for new targets. Their strange aim was deadly accurate, as if guided by something beyond human skill. Suddenly, the alien commander ordered a retreat, but before they could fall back, a human sniper perched high on a ruined building took a perfect shot, disabling the alien's main engine. The ship spun out of control, crashing into the ground with a terrible explosion. The aliens were stunned, their greatest ship destroyed by a single bullet fired with impossible precision. Their morale shattered, and their fear grew. Lena's team pushed forward, taking control of the battlefield. The humans had turned their supposed weakness into a terrifying strength. Back on Earth, the commanders studied the battle data with excitement and relief. They knew this victory was only the beginning, but it proved their strategy worked. The humans could fight with brains and courage even against the most advanced enemy. The alien leaders met in secret, their voices low and filled with worry. They spoke of the strange human soldiers who moved faster than they should and aimed with deadly skill. They wondered if the humans were more than just a species, if some unknown force was guiding them. One alien whispered, "We must find the source of their power before it grows and destroys us all." Another answered, "Send spies and scientists. We need to learn their secrets before the war is lost." Meanwhile, Lena prepared for the next phase of the war. Her soldiers were training harder than ever, their weapons improved, and their minds sharper. They knew the fight would only get harder, but they were ready. In the quiet moments before battle, Lena looked up at the stars, thinking about the journey. So far, the humans had faced fear and mockery, but they had grown stronger and smarter. She believed that this was just the start of a new era where humanity would rise and take its place among the stars. The war was far from over, but one thing was clear: the aliens had laughed at human aim, but now they faced their worst nightmare, a species that refused to be broken, that fought with skill, heart, and a will to survive no matter the cost. The alien fleet drifted silently above a shattered world, its dark ships casting long shadows over the ruins below. Their commanders gathered in a vast chamber filled with holograms and data streams. Their faces were grim, their previous confidence shaken by the humans' strange and deadly tactics. The soldiers who had mocked human aim now feared it. They spoke in urgent voices, trying to find a way to turn the tide. Captain Lena stood in a briefing room deep beneath Earth's surface. Her team gathered around glowing tables, displaying maps of enemy positions and battle plans. The air was tense, but filled with determination. They had won battles, but the war was far from over. Lena knew the aliens would not give up easily. She began her speech. "The enemy has learned from us and will try new tricks, but we are ready. Our weapons and training have evolved, and so have we. Our aim is not just about hitting a target, but breaking their strength and will." The soldiers listened carefully. Each had seen the power of the transformation. The glow in their eyes was not just light, but a symbol of the change inside them, the change that made them faster, smarter, stronger. Their minds connected in ways that made teamwork almost instinctive. Outside the command center, the sounds of the approaching alien army filled the air. The humans moved like shadows, preparing traps and defenses across the ruined city, their weapons silently charged with energy designed to disrupt and disable rather than destroy. The first wave of alien soldiers advanced swiftly, their armor glinting coldly in the dim light. Their weapons fired powerful beams, but the humans dodged with speed. No alien could match the human's strange aim, found weak points in the alien suits, causing sparks and failures. An alien warlord shouted orders, trying to rally his troops, but the soldiers were confused and frightened. Their formation broke under the steady pressure of the human strikes. Lena led a group that targeted the enemy's command units, disabling communication and control systems. With each shot, the aliens grew weaker. Their machines stuttered and fell. The battlefield became chaos as the humans pushed forward like a relentless storm. They moved with deadly precision, each step planned and executed with care. Suddenly, a large alien creature emerged from the shadows, a monstrous being with armor plates thick as walls and claws sharp enough to tear steel. It roared and charged toward Lena's team, but the humans did not panic. They split and attacked from all sides, aiming at the creature's joints and sensors. The creature howled in pain as the shots hit true. It tried to retreat, but was surrounded. The humans worked together to bring it down, their strange aim striking where the alien was weakest. The beast finally fell crashing to the ground, shaking the earth. The victory was hard-won, but it gave the humans hope and courage. They had faced one of the aliens' strongest warriors and survived. They had learned to use their aim as a weapon, not just against machines, but against living threats as well. Back in the alien war room, the commanders watched the battle unfold with growing dread. Their ships were being picked apart by small groups of humans who moved like ghosts. Their weapons found every weak spot and every secret in the alien defenses. The leaders realized that their pride had blinded them to the true power of human adaptation. One commander said, "We must change everything if we do not understand their aim. We will lose not just this war, but our place in the galaxy, another replied. We must capture the humans' leaders and stop their transformation before it spreads further. On Earth, Lena prepared for the next mission, a bold plan to strike at the heart of the alien supply lines. The soldiers trained harder than ever, their bodies pushed to the limits, but their spirits remained unbroken. They knew this attack could change the course of the war. The night before the mission, Lena stood alone, looking up at the stars. The sky was clear and full of shining lights, each star a world waiting to be explored. She thought of the future, the battles to come, and the price that would be paid, but she also felt a fierce hope. The humans had been mocked and underestimated, but now they were the nightmare. The aliens feared the war had changed them, made them stronger and smarter. Lena believed that no matter what happened, the human spirit would never be broken. As dawn broke, the soldiers moved out quietly, their weapons ready, their minds focused. They were no longer just fighters, they were the shield and sword of humanity, a force born of fire, and were ready to face whatever the universe could throw at them. The war was far from over, but one thing was certain: the aliens had laughed at human aim, but that laughter had turned to fear. The humans were no longer easy prey, but a new power rising from the ashes of battle, ready to claim their place among the stars. The war had reached a new stage. The humans were no longer hiding in the shadows, but striking deep into alien territory. Their strange aim and tactics had become a nightmare the aliens feared. Most of the galaxy had never seen such a transformation before, and it spread like wildfire among the human soldiers. Captain Lena led a group of elite sharpshooters through the twisted ruins of an alien supply base. Their weapons glowed softly, ready to fire with deadly precision. Every shot, they took aim for the heart of the enemy's machines and systems, not the bodies themselves. The squad moved silently through the rubble, avoiding patrols and traps. The alien guards were strong and numerous, but they were confused by the humans' strange fighting-style shots that seemed to miss were actually disabling power sources, communication arrays, and engine cores. The aliens tried to adapt, but the humans were always one step ahead. Their strange aim was now a science, a skill honed to perfection. Lena's squad reached the main power station, where huge cables and glowing energy cells powered the entire base. The humans set small devices that emitted pulses designed to shut down the systems. They worked fast, but the aliens were closing, and the sound of heavy boots and angry shouts grew louder. One alien warrior spotted the humans and fired a warning shot. Lena signaled her team to prepare as the enemy rushed forward. The battle was fierce and fast. The humans dodged and fired precise shots that disabled weapons and armor. The aliens fell back, confused and wounded. The power station's lights flickered and dimmed as the humans' devices took effect. The machines began to fail, and the alien base went dark. Chaos spread among the enemy forces as their technology turned against them. The humans pressed their advantage, pushing the aliens into retreat. Suddenly, a massive alien war machine emerged from the shadows, a towering beast covered in thick armor and glowing red sensors. It roared and charged at Lena's squad, but the humans did not flinch. They spread out and aimed for the weak points. Lena fired the first shot, hitting a sensor, causing sparks to fly. The machine staggered but kept coming. The humans worked together, disabling its joints and power sources with perfect coordination. The beast howled in anger and pain before finally collapsing in a heap of broken metal and smoke. The victory was hard fought, but the humans had struck a heavy blow to the alien supply chain. Their strange aim had turned the tide, disabling not just soldiers, but the machines that kept the enemy alive. The aliens had underestimated humanity's ability to learn, adapt, and fight back. Back on Earth, Lena reported the success to her commanders. The data showed that the aliens were losing more than soldiers. They were losing control of their technology and their confidence. The humans had become masters of a new form of warfare, where every shot counted and every move was planned. The alien leaders met in desperation, their voices filled with fear and anger. They knew the war was slipping away. They ordered new experiments on captured humans, hoping to understand the source of their strange aim and power. They feared the transformation that had made humans faster, smarter, and more deadly. One alien scientist reported, "The humans are changing. We do not know how or why, but their aim is no longer simple shooting. It is something deeper, a connection between their minds and their weapons." Another commander growled, We must find a way to break this connection before it is too late. Meanwhile, Lena prepared her forces for the next phase of the war. The humans had learned to fight with more than weapons. They fought with strategy, courage, and an unbreakable will. Their aim was no longer just to survive, but to win. In the quiet moments before battle, Lena thought about the journey. So far, the humans had faced fear, mockery, and near defeat, but they had risen stronger than ever. She believed that this was just the beginning of a new age where humanity would take its place among the stars. The war was far from over, but the humans had shown the galaxy that their aim was deadly different, a force that could not be stopped and would never back down. The war had grown fiercer, and the galaxy watched as humans moved from defense to offense. Their strange and deadly aim had become legend, whispered among alien fleets and feared in distant worlds. Captain Lena's forces were stronger and smarter, but the battles were harder and the enemy more desperate. Lena stood before her soldiers in the quiet of a hidden base. Their faces showed fatigue, but also fierce determination. The soldiers had trained for this moment. Their weapons were tuned to perfection and their minds sharper than ever before. Lena spoke clearly. We have learned much from the enemy and from ourselves. Every shot we take must count. Every move must be perfect. This is our time to end the war and show the galaxy what humanity truly is. The mission was simple, yet dangerous. The humans would launch a final assault on the largest alien fortress, a massive structure floating in orbit around a dead planet. The fortress was a hub of alien power, housing their best weapons and command centers. The attack will be a test of all human skill and courage. As the fleet approached the fortress, Lena's sharpshooters took their positions on small stealth ships. Their eyes glowed softly, a sign of their transformation, enhanced by technology and willpower. The humans moved silently through space, using advanced cloaking devices to avoid detection. The aliens were alert, expecting an attack, but they could not predict the precision and speed of the human assault. Lena's team targeted the fortress's weak points with incredible accuracy, disabling shields and weapon systems. The fortress trembled as critical systems failed one by one. The alien defenders fought back fiercely, their weapons firing in wild bursts, trying to find the invisible humans. The humans dodged and struck with deadly precision, every shot aimed at the core of the enemy's defenses. The battle became a dance of shadows and light, a game of skill and will. Inside the fortress, Lena led a squad to disable the main control room. Their path was dangerous and filled with enemy patrols, but the humans moved with purpose. Their strange aim found openings in alien armor and machinery, disabling guards before they could react. The alien commander inside the fortress realized the situation was desperate. His forces were losing control and his systems failing. He called for reinforcements, but the humans had already cut off the routes. The fortress was becoming a trap for its own defenders. Lena's team reached the control room and planted explosives designed to destroy the alien command systems. The countdown began, and the humans prepared to retreat, but the aliens launched a desperate counterattack. The battle inside the fortress became fierce and chaotic. The humans fought with every ounce of strength, their strange aim allowing them to disable enemies quickly and efficiently. The alien forces were overwhelmed, and many surrendered or fled. The fortress shuddered as the explosives detonated, causing massive damage and disabling the enemy's command. Outside the fortress, the alien fleet began to withdraw, their confidence broken by the human skill and courage. Lena watched as the enemy ships retreated into the darkness of space. The battle was won, but the war was far from over. Back on Earth, Lena addressed her soldiers. This victory shows what we can achieve when we fight not just with weapons, but with mind and heart. Our aim is no longer just shooting, it is survival, it is hope, it is the future of humanity. The alien leaders met again in secret, their voices low and filled with fear. They discussed the loss of the fortress and the growing power of human forces. They knew that the human strange aim was more than a skill. It was a sign of a new kind of warrior, a new kind of war. One alien elder spoke. We must find a way to stop their transformation before it spreads, and we lose everything. Another replied, perhaps it is not just technology, but something deeper, something we do not understand. Lena looked at the stars, thinking about the journey ahead. The war had changed humanity Forever it had taken their fear and weakness and forged it into strength and skill. The humans had become something more than soldiers. They had become a force that could change the fate of the galaxy. The war was far from over, but one thing was clear: the aliens had laughed at human aim, but now they faced their worst nightmare, a species that fought with heart, mind, and will and refused to be broken. The final battle had come. The galaxy held its breath as humans and aliens faced each other across the dark void of space. Captain Lena stood on the bridge of the flagship, her eyes glowing softly with the power of the transformation. She felt the weight of history on her shoulders, but also the fierce hope of a species that had fought through fire and fear. The alien fleet was vast and powerful, their ships bristling with weapons and shields. The commanders had hoped to crush the humans once and for all, but Lena knew that the real strength of humanity was not in numbers or weapons, but in their strange aim and unbreakable will. The battle began with a roar as ships from both sides charged into the void. The silence of space was broken by bursts of energy, fire, and explosions. The humans moved with precision and speed, their shots finding the weak points in alien armor and machines. Each strike was a calculated blow designed to disable and destroy without waste. The aliens fought fiercely, trying to adapt to the humans' tactics, but every move they made was met with a counter. Lena's squad moved through the chaos like shadows, striking at command ships and power cores. Their glowing eyes scanned the battlefield for new targets, their aim deadly and sure. Inside the flagship, Lena led a team to the control center where the alien leaders tried to coordinate their forces. The corridors were filled with enemy soldiers, but the humans moved swiftly, disabling alarms and weapons with careful shots. The strange aim that had once been mocked was now a weapon feared across the galaxy. The alien commander confronted Lena face to face, his eyes filled with anger and disbelief. "You are not like the others," he hissed. "How can such weak creatures fight with such skill?" Lena smiled calmly. "We are not weak. We have learned to fight with more than weapons. We fight with heart, mind, and will." The battle reached its climax as Lena's team planted explosives in the control room. The countdown began, and the humans prepared to escape, but the alien forces launched a desperate last attack. Blocking their path, the fight was fierce, with every shot critical, every move a matter of life or death. Lena's team fought with unmatched skill, their strange aim finding every opening and weakness. The alien soldiers fell one by one until the way was clear. The humans escaped just as the explosives detonated, sending shockwaves through the flagship. The ship trembled and began to fall apart. Outside the flagship, the alien fleet began to retreat, their morale shattered, their confidence broken by a species they had once mocked. The humans watched as the enemy ships fled into the darkness of space. The war was over, but the cost was great. Back on Earth, Lena stood before her soldiers, proud but weary. "We have shown the galaxy what it means to fight as humans, to use every part of ourselves to survive and win. This is only the beginning. Our aim was never just about shooting. It was about becoming something more." The alien leaders met in silence, their empire weakened and their pride shattered. They knew the war was lost and that humanity had changed the rules of battle forever. One elder spoke softly. "They were not the weak fools we believed. They were our worst nightmare, the fighters who refused to die." Lena looked to the stars, thinking about the future. The humans had risen from the ashes of mockery and doubt to become a force that would shape the galaxy. Their strange aim had become a symbol of hope, courage, and strength. The war had ended, but a new chapter had begun, a story of a species that fought with heart, mind, and will and refused to be broken.